title, Hope on Girl, blessed with 4 babies in store. Ever since we got married, my husband and I dreamed of having children, but more than anything, we dreamed of having a daughter. We imagined dressing her in tiny pink outfits, teaching her to braid her hair, and watching her grow into a strong, confident young woman. That dream carried us through years of trying, heartbreak, and hope. After 2 years of struggling with infertility, we finally got a positive pregnancy test. I cried on the bathroom floor with the test in my hand, overwhelmed with joy and relief. This was it. Our time had come. But nothing could have prepared us for what came next. At our first ultrasound, I was lying on the table nervously watching the technician's face. She froze, smiled awkwardly, and said, "I'm going to get the doctor." My heart dropped. I thought something was wrong. Then the doctor came in, looked at the screen, and calmly said, "Well, you're having 4 babies." 4? I burst into tears, not because I was sad, but because I was completely overwhelmed. One minute we were praying for a daughter, and the next we were expecting quadruplets. The pregnancy was high risk and required constant monitoring. I was on bed rest by 24 weeks, and every day felt like a miracle. My body ached, my mind raced, and I battled fears about the health of the babies. But I also felt an incredible sense of purpose, like I was carrying something bigger than us. At 31 weeks, I gave birth via emergency C-section. All 4 babies, 3 boys and 1 girl, were tiny but strong. They spent several weeks in the NICU, fighting every day to grow stronger, and then, one by one, we brought them home. Life since then has been a whirlwind. Feedings every 3 hours, mountains of diapers, sleepless nights, and more laundry than I ever imagined possible. But amid the chaos is laughter, love, and a bond unlike anything else. We named our daughter Lila, the light we had prayed for, and her brothers, Max, Theo, and Noah, adore her. She may have 3 bodyguards for life, and that makes our hearts so full. We once hoped for 1 little girl. Instead, we were given 4 beautiful souls who remind us every day that life doesn't always go as planned. Sometimes it's better than we ever imagined. This is our extra days. Organised chaos. Bringing home 4 newborns wasn't just overwhelming, it was life-changing. We had to learn to operate like a team. My husband and I set up a strict schedule. Feedings were timed down to the minute, bottles were prepped in batches, and sleep came in tiny, precious pockets. We also had help. My mom moved in for the first few months, and a few amazing friends started a rotating schedule to come help with diapers, dishes, and laundry. Even with support, there were moments when I felt like I was drowning. I would cry in the shower from exhaustion, then pull myself together because 4 tiny faces needed me. But every hard moment was matched with joy. Max's first smile, Lila's tiny laugh, the way all 4 babies would turn toward my voice when I entered the room. Those moments became fuel. Finding our rhythm. By the time they turned 1, things began to settle. We didn't have to track every feeding. They started crawling, then walking, usually in 4 different directions. Our house looked like a daycare centre, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We also started to see their personalities emerge. Max is the calm observer. Theo is our little daredevil. Noah is goofy and cuddly. And Lila, she's tiny but fierce, with a look that says she already knows she's in charge. People ask us all the time how we do it. The truth is, we don't do it perfectly. We just do it with love. A new definition of family. What started as a wish for 1 child has become something so much greater. We didn't just grow our family, we built a world of our own. Our days are loud, messy, and exhausting, but they're also filled with laughter, growth, and endless love. And when we tuck them into bed at night, 4 little beds side by side, we're reminded of one thing. Sometimes life gives you not what you asked for, but exactly what you need.
Tornadoes and tiny triumphs.
By the time the kids turned 2, our lives had officially become a circus, one with 4 tiny ringleaders. The house was full of babbling voices, building blocks, flying snacks, and tantrums over the wrong-coloured socks. We quickly learned that parenting quadruplets isn't about controlling the chaos. It's about dancing with it. Lila, even at 2, made it very clear she wasn't just the girl. She was her own force, bossy, brilliant, and always leading her brothers into mischief. She was often the first to figure something out, how to open the baby gate, how to stack toys to reach the counter, and the boys usually followed her lead. We had to baby-proof everything twice. Then we gave up and toddler-proofed our entire lives. But it wasn't all chaos. Watching them grow together was like witnessing a miracle in slow motion. Their bond was undeniable. They had their own language, shared jokes only they understood, and comforted each other during storms or scraped knees. When one cried, the others instinctively reached for them. It wasn't just cute. It was powerful. First day of preschool, a bittersweet milestone. Letting them go, even just to preschool, felt like a major shift. For 3 years, they had been with me every second of every day. Suddenly, I was watching them walk or wobble into a classroom, holding hands, matching backpacks on their tiny shoulders. I cried in the parking lot. When I picked them up, the teacher laughed. They've already claimed their corner of the room like it's home. That sounded about right. Preschool gave them new words, new skills, and a sense of independence. It gave me a little space to breathe, to work, to remember who I was outside of being a mom of 4.
Life today, beautiful, busy and unpredictable. Now they're 5.
Our mornings are loud, our meals are wild, and our home is full of laughter, artwork on the walls, and endless piles of mismatched socks. We never got the quiet life we planned when we hoped for a daughter. But we got a richer one, a loud, messy, magical kind of love that grows deeper every single day. And as I sit on the couch watching all 4 of them pile on each other in a giggling mess, I smile, because once we prayed for one little girl, and instead we got everything. Growing up together, the grade school years. Starting kindergarten was another turning point, not just for the kids, but for us as parents. For the first time, they were stepping into the world without us. Separate classrooms, new teachers, new friends. We had always thought of them as a unit, but now they were being seen as individuals. And that's exactly what they needed. Max surprised us all by becoming the most social. He made friends easily, loved sharing snacks, and was always the first to volunteer in class. Theo became known as the fearless one, climbing everything, testing limits, and charming his way out of trouble with a grin. Noah showed a deep love for stories and art, often drawing pictures of our family that made us tear up. And Lila, she was still the leader, confident, kind, and fiercely protective of her brothers. She once stood up to a 3rd grader who tried to push Theo on the playground. "That's my brother," she said. "Don't touch him." They began developing their own interests. Max took up soccer, Noah joined an art club, Theo wanted to learn karate, and Lila begged for dance classes. Our weeknights became a carefully orchestrated shuttle service. We joked that we needed a family assistant, but secretly, we loved watching them thrive.
Learning to let go a little.
As they grew older, our role as parents shifted. We were no longer needed for everything, just the big things. Homework help, navigating emotions, building self-esteem. They still crawled into our bed after nightmares, but they also started asking harder questions about life, fairness, even why we wanted just one baby at the beginning. We always tell them the truth. We hoped for a daughter, and we got her. But we also got the 3 of you. You were the surprise we never knew we needed. Family life now, loud, loving, and always in motion. Dinner is still a mess. Sibling fights happen, and don't even get me started on laundry. But we've hit a rhythm, one built on respect, humour, and a lot of deep breaths. Sometimes people stop us in public and say, "I don't know how you do it." The truth, we don't always know either, but we do it together, as a team, as a family. Next chapter preview, becoming tweens and finding their own paths. If you'd like, I can continue the story into their tween years. Friendships, first real challenges, shifting dynamics, and what it's like parenting 4 very different, very strong individuals. Would you like to keep going?